Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Bscene TV. I'm your host, Stephanie Wilson.
Hi, and I'm Adora Nwofor. I'm going to be your host for the Black History Month special on Bscene TV. A little bit about myself. I am a local comedian.
I am born and raised in Calgary. Yes, I am. Do we have any other native Calgarians here? Yeah, y'all know that rednecks come in this color. Guys, if you ask me, put your chin up. There's no apples here. We have socialized healthcare in Alberta. That's day surgery. Should have talked to me yesterday.
I have a lot of experience with Black Calgarians, and I know a lot of them. So we have Lindsay Blackett. He's a great person that has been around Calgary in the political scene. We have Trent McClellan. He's a local comedian also who's doing big things across Canada. And then there's this lovely lady that I know. Her name is Sunday Omani, and she has a television show on Shaw Cable. We'll be touching more on some Black History Month information. But get ready, everybody, because this is Bscene TV. February is Black History Month, and you may know some of the iconic people like Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Marcus Garvey, and Rosa Parks. But you may not know some of the Calgarians who are making a difference in our community. Later in the episode, you'll hear from two singers and their program, Rap for Reason. A little more about me. I am Canadian, Nigerian, and Jamaican. Wow, all three and nothing less is what I say. Coming up next is a trip to Jamaica. I wish it was me who was there. But next time, a little fun fact about Jamaica, they only gained independence 53 years ago. They're on the fast track to their own culture.
Jamaica was part of the Spanish and British Empire for hundreds of years. The empires enslaved many Africans to work in the Jamaican sugarcane plantations. Once slavery was abolished, Jamaica was abandoned by the empires. Since then, descendants of the slave laborers, as well as immigrants from Ethiopia and East India, have merged to form the Jamaican identity. Though slavery was abolished almost 200 years ago, in Jamaica, there's still some lingering resentment of the way their ancestors were treated.
Well, a lot of different countries will think that because they're saying that we've been under slavery and all different kind of things, but we don't really look at it like that. So we don't really resent anything. We just look forward for what's going to be and what the country should be, you know? Because if they do hold it, they don't show it. But right now we're moving forward, so I don't think no one's looking behind.
In Jamaica, Fridays are also known as Jamaica Day. It's intended to continue to build a strong culture through music, dances, and crafts. Ava says it's a time to reflect upon the past of those who died as slaves and an opportunity to move forward in a new Jamaica.
Thank you, Ava, for your contribution to Black History Month. We have many different communities. cultures and countries celebrating Black History Month in February. That includes Calgarians like myself. My contribution to Black History Month this year is comedy. I will be doing comedy for the TD Bank Then and Now series. It's actually all across Canada, but Calgary has also been chosen to be part of this great Black History Month event. The gala night is March 7th at Festival Hall, 8 p.m. I will be there and I will be funny. We also have Ellipsis Tree, who is doing a play called The Adventures of a Black Girl Seeking God. Wow, that's some heavy stuff. I saw a sneak peek last night and it was amazing. We also have Sunday Omni. She has a show on Shaw TV. It's called The Sunday Omni Show. I'm sure you all have seen it. She's a great help to our community in Calgary. She lets our voices be heard for the youth and the experienced. And she also has her own amazing story. So let's look up some of the other Calgarians that we have. Cara Fullerton, Lindsay Blackett, Trent McClellan. The list is so long I could go on and on. But we have to stop somewhere, because coming up next are the lead singers from the band Zilla. They're giants like me, and they're impacting our community.
For the first time in Bscene TV, we are featuring two guests in the studio. Jay and Micah are fellow musicians in a band called Zilla. By night, they're entertaining crowds with their musical talents, and by day, they're heroes in the community. Despite Calgary seeming so peaceful, Jay and Micah play strong roles in helping children and fellow Calgarians from toxic environments. Thank you so much for joining us here today at the studio. So tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Well, my name's Jay Ross Crawford. I'm a youth development worker. I work with a nonprofit organization named Aspen Child and Family Services. I work with a lot of troubled teens. What I do is I help with behavioral management, modification, and help them in sustainable livelihood. So get them prepared for, appropriate young adult living. So I do that. Along with that, I'm a producer, hip-hop artist, a singer, as you just said, a lead singer, and a local band named Zilla. Also own a foundation that's called Rap for Reason, which works with troubled teenagers and creating music. And if I have any time left, I actually do some fun stuff.
And what about you, Micah?
Well, my name is Micah David, and we're actually cousins, and we have a lot of things in common. I do music as well. I rap, I produce, and played 3 instruments by the time I was 12, and songwriting and all that kind of thing. Jay and I hooked up and started doing things together. I'm a co-lead singer with Zilla. I also am with another band called Idle Hands, where I play bass and also co-lead sing. So, and I got some other projects on the go too.
So tell us a little bit about how you guys came up with the band Zilla. How did the band meet? How did you come up with the name?
Zilla was my baby for, I don't know, probably 15 years. Me and my best friend, which is in here, Giuseppe, kind of like linked up. We were always into music and stuff like that in high school and that. And we just said, hey, let's get a band together. The band was first called Froside, then it was called Froside of Funk, and then it finally evolved into Zilla as we got older and a lot more mature. We actually changed and reformulated the whole band structure, and now it's Zilla, so it's been like a 15-year. very broad spectrum of music, very eclectic. Also, we do reggae, ska, funk, rock, R&B, no country, sorry Calgary, and and some original tracks too. Is there anything I missed there? Disco?
Yeah, we do disco as well. Yeah,
Do you guys play at a lot of
reggae, ska.
weddings, or what are some of the events that you have been doing concerts at?
Well, I've done weddings, and we've done corporate shows, and we've done charities, we've done fundraisers, a lot of A-list nightclubs. I've played overseas, but that's a different.
Most recently, though, we've done the Calgary Zoo had one of their anniversaries. I think
Zoo
it was
Gala.
the 25th anniversary or something like that, and we were the main attraction there for the night.
Wow, that's
the music.
exciting.
Pre-flood.
Yeah, pre-flood.
This is a
yeah.
year prior to Zoo Gala, it was actually called.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've done some pretty upscale, some good shows.
We've both opened for, you know, some big name hip hop artists as well, like Swollen Members, a Canadian rap group, The Game, an American artist.
Busta Rhymes, Two Life Crew, Rod Bass and Easy Rock, Fife Dog, Naughty by Nature, Far Side. I can go on.
The list goes on.
Lot
And it's funny because while we were doing that, I also teach self-defense too. That's one of my other businesses on the side. I teach children. I also studied some child psychology just to be able to, you know, recognize what needs to be done, or, you know, how children should be handled.
Yeah, and on that note, tell us a little bit about your work with the youth in the community.
Okay, well, my passion then is what you're asking me about. Wow, it's very community-based, youth-centered. So what we do is we do a 6-week program. This is with our Rap for Reason. We do a 6-week program in which we teach youth from beginning to end how to create, write, and perform music. So they do that for around 5 weeks, and then on the 6th week, they actually get to perform all the skills they learned in the community in front of their family and friends.
Yeah.
So it's a great program because it increases self-awareness from the kids, uniqueness, individuality, and it gives them a coping mechanism, because that's a lot of things kids don't have. They get bored, so they pick up, you know, inappropriate coping mechanisms. So what this does is it gives them the ability to, you know, be able to express themselves, self-expression
And
through
in more
music.
of a positive way too, not just
Exactly.
like you're hearing a lot of stuff out there that's on the airwaves right now, and
Negative.
we want to steer them towards a more positive way of thinking and performing. And in that aspect, I think I've seen a lot of kids go through the program with Jay, and it's amazing the change you see in some of these kids
Daniel.
from start to finish, and in only 5 weeks.
That's Daniel.
We've had, you know, parents and family and friends coming up to us, literally crying, saying, "Oh my God, what a change in my son or my daughter," you know, over the course of the last 5 weeks.
And how can they get involved with this?
Right now, we have just, as of last year, we actually officially inked the corporation. I was doing it because I work in conjunction with kind of social services and stuff, so I was doing it more word of mouth for the last 5 or 6 years, you know, getting programs, you know, getting kids together. But me and Micah decided to co-owner and incorporate the program last May. So if you want to get a hold of us, you know, well, I know you'll be leaving all that information for them, but we are definitely looking at our clientele base is like Boys and Girls Club, social services, Native services. We like to work more with kids like underprivileged, more in need, but that does not dispel any other youth. I'm just saying that was our more target demographic. But we will work with any youth, of course, on any level. So say like Okotoks, you know, they have kids there and they're looking for something to do.
Programming is something
Youth
that's
programming.
been a big issue, and it's really in demand. They're looking for something, you know, for kids to get into that's positive. And I think this program definitely fits the bill.
How did you guys come up with this, the program?
Well, that's Jay's baby. I'll let him take that.
How'd I come up with it? Well, like anything, I came from musical background, and I know the power of music, especially for expression and emotion, is huge. Like, you know, a lot of people when they're happy want to play happier songs. When you're sad, you want to play sad songs, right? It's a connection. So my whole thing was what would be relative to youth. Music is universal and very relative to our youth and our teens because they understand and know music very well. So what's a better way to teach a youth by doing it through music. So of course I did that, plus I was already working with social services. So I was already working with troubled and impoverished and underprivileged kids. So I'm like, well, how can I combine my skills as a musician with my skills as a youth development worker? So it was an easy marriage for me. It was really easy. And I just went from there, like, you know, about seven years ago. And,
Had you known this was always your calling?
I don't have one calling, man. I'm telling you straight up. I am so multifaceted. I wish I could just do one thing. No. It is one of my partial callings, but I don't know. I think my actual real calling, and Micah knows this, is to have a center, a facility, a huge in-house facility where we teach the kids inside. It's a cathedral, they can perform in there, all self-contained and in one building. That would be my calling, is to have that huge facility, kind of like this Shaw building, you know?
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with the youth?
Well, I've been teaching self-defense for well over 20 years now. And when I first actually got involved with Jay doing music, he, working for Aspen, actually was the GAP program at that time. He was with another outreach project. And he actually brought some of the students or some of the kids from that program into my martial arts studio, where I was teaching them self-defense. He actually took a few courses from me as well. But working with children has also always been something I've been involved in one capacity or another. This is just another, you know, offshoot of doing that. And because I come from a very musical background, as Jay does, 11 uncles that were all involved in music, you know, so it rubbed off on me. And I always wanted to pass that on to somebody, just like self-defense. I want people to be able to take care of themselves, and I want children to be able to empower themselves, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. So this is a great marriage, because Jay and I kind of play off each other in a lot of respects when we perform. And with the program itself, when we're dealing with children, some children will take to Jay and some children will take to me, because we have different personalities, and it's a good mix. And also we're going to have so many children, he can't handle it by himself anymore. So that's why he wanted to bring me in. It's funny because he told me about this years ago, that I think he was just planting the seed in my brain that, oh yeah, I'm going to actually take this. I'd like to think about taking this full time and, you know, bring it to, you know, more of an audience and masses and so on, where we're always busy doing things. Like he said, I'm not just doing one thing. We're both acting, we're both singing, we're both rapping, we're both producing, you know, and doing all these other things. And apart from having a regular day job, I'm also an assistant manager in a department store. So, you know, we have lots of things to give and a lot of different ways we want to do it. So.
And with this program, Rap for Reason, how have you seen it grow over the years?
It's evolved quite a bit, I would like to say. Like, when I first did it, of course, it was more, you know, I still am enthusiastic, but it was more like, yeah, you know, let's get the kids together. I didn't have as much direction. I was just super excited. So I was just happy to have the kids there. But of course, I, you know, calmed down, structured it, you know, put a format together, follow my format very well, but I can always think out of the box. I have that ability working with teenagers. You can't be super structured. You have to be able to adapt to their sometimes crazy behaviors. So good thing is I've definitely evolved it totally into a very copycat marketable program that I can just pretty much take into any community, any city, any country, and I can pretty much put it there, plant it, and it's going to grow. It will adapt that quick now. So that's been, you know, the evolution of that over the last 7 years. So.
And how could you say, or sorry, how do you see your skills in the social services helping with Rap for Reason?
Well, like I said, I work with a lot of the kids will be actually attached to social services, so that means they're dealing with impoverishment, like, you know, and a lot of the kids will definitely be coming with behaviors I am a behavioral management and modification specialist, so I work with the kids with a lot of behavioral issues. So the good thing is by, you know, having that background, I know that if a child's acting out, I know how to do it. I know how to deal with it, and it's very comfortable for me. I go right into like a kind of like automatic mode. When a kid starts acting out, I know exactly what to do. So that's the bonus by having the backing of my training and my day job, the work development job. So.
Absolutely. So my last question for today, how would you both like to see the community of Calgary develop over the years through programs like Rap for Reason?
Oh, you can start off with this because I could talk for days, man. You can start off and I'll finish it up.
Well, basically, I think we both feel that children need an outlet. And there's not many youth activities out there or programs like this one that get people involved, because kids love hip hop these days. They love it. And you want to have something that kids are drawn to, that they want to get into, that they love, but you also want to use that forum or that vehicle to teach them how to be better people, build character, you know, build relationships with other kids. We encourage them to help each other, and you don't really see that a lot these days because kids are becoming, I'm seeing a lot more separation. People are kind of by themselves here, cyberbullying and all this kind of thing. So it's good for children to actually come together and they're all cheering for one another. It's not a competition, right? And they're all playing off one another, they're all learning from one another, and they're all building the excitement from each other. And that's what Jay and I are there for. We're always encouraging them, we're always pushing them to strive to do better. And this is going to be something that's going to help them not only have a coping mechanism like Jay was saying earlier, but something that they can build upon as they grow older and be able to take care of themselves a lot better in life instead of just getting in a rut and going, you know, the typical, you know, I do rap or whatever and don't have a future. These guys will want to push them to get into education, get themselves a better job. If they want to go into hip hop or something or any other kind of art, they're going to do that if they want to do it. But at the same time, they'll know I got to have something to back myself up with, like an education, so I can get a decent job and not be in, you know, getting in trouble with the law and things like that.
And me, I want to challenge, because I'm a challenging kind of guy. So I like to challenge and think in more of a provincial manner and community manner. And I'll be honest with you, Alberta needs to be a little bit more culturally aware. And that's all I'm saying. It needs to be more culturally aware because our music is cultural music, which doesn't dispute anybody attaching or connecting to it. But I also believe that people need to be a little bit more open-minded to what's going on. Like, let's be honest, there's music in your kids' lives. Yeah. Like, that's the bottom line. So embrace it. Don't push it away, you know, repel it. You got to embrace the music and be a little more open-minded and culturally aware to what's going on. And that is something that I know in Calgary is growing for sure and has a lot of legs to still go, I'll tell you that, but I mean, it's growing. So that means there is a shift because there's a lot of guys that we know and we're connected to that are doing a lot of cool hip-hop programming stuff. Finally, there's a lot of people starting to do programming and stuff here, which honestly 7 years ago when I just started this, there was nobody really doing this.
I will add to that what Jay just said. For people that are, you know, like older folks, when they hear rap these days, it's like, well, do we really want our child to get into this? We've had grandparents and parents, not just parents, but grandparents coming up to us after saying how, well, I wasn't really sure about this, you know, letting my grandchild get involved with this, but then when I saw the result and how positive it was, there's no cursing, there's no belittling, nothing like that involved, and they were just blown away.
Yeah, they were blown away.
They were blown away, and they were so happy, and it was like, oh, please come back, please come back. You know, and that's what we love to see.
I even had one grandma ask me to teach her how to rap. I said, no. I probably could, but, you know, I don't. It's a youth program, so no.
Wow, that is fantastic. It's very inspiring that you're both doing this in the community, and thank you so much for coming into the studio today. You can find them at their band track Zilla and look for their program Rap for Reason in your community.
What an amazing story. Thanks for having me so I could be a part of that.
Absolutely. If you would like to share your story with us, or if you'd like to invite us to any of your events, feel free to email us at bscenetv@shaw.ca or find us on Twitter at bscenetv. And thank you so much for co-hosting this episode with us.
It has been my pleasure. Will, you are amazing, and it's a great thing that you guys are doing here on Bscene TV.
Great. Thank you so much. I'm Will Wilson.
And I'm Adora Nwofor, and we'll see you next time.